We are advocating for residents who say that they're stuck without help in their apartments. Listen to this. One woman is telling us that her unit floods every single time it rains. And she says the management company at Biscayne Apartments on Old National Highway in South Fulton is not responding to calls for help and solutions. So she turned to CBS 46's Haley Mason. Haley, what have you learned about this?
Thomas, well, we've learned that the people working in the leasing office here at the Biscayne Apartments must think this issue is funny because they all laughed when we went in asking for help for their tenant, a tenant who says this weekend when it rains, her apartment is sure to flood. This isn't an overflowing sink or a spill. This is the water that seeps into Cherie Bridges' apartment from the ground up every time it rains.
Rain comes all the way in here. It floods all the way in here. It's coming from up under here when it rains.
She says it all started about a week after she moved into the Biscayne Apartments in South Fulton in March. 3 managers later, the only thing she's gotten is a visit from a plumber and this wet vac to suck up the water.
I have to constantly sweep, go back and forth until it is all up. It's going to be a ridiculous up in here over the weekend. It comes all the way up to my ankles at times, and I have to put on boots to go in my kitchen.
Bridges says calls and maintenance requests have gone unanswered for months. So she called CBS 46. I called the Meridian Management Group, which manages the community. They told me to contact the owner. You're saying this is not the right number? So we went to the leasing office at the Biscayne Apartments, where we were greeted by this security guard who said no one would come out to speak with us about the flooding.
But there are people in that office there.
Yeah, they're not going to come out.
Can you ask them to come out for us? Could you tell them we're right here, though?
They can see y'all. They know you're here. They're not going to come out. Does anybody want to talk to the news folks? They don't.
All 4 employees inside scurried into separate offices and closed the blinds, laughing at our request to speak with the manager. Bridges says the growing mildew in her apartment is no laughing matter.
I want them to come fix the problem. I want them to get out here and do what they're supposed to do.
I've learned the Atlanta Legal Aid Society is actually in litigation with the Biscayne Apartments over similar issues. They advise any renter with an issue with management to first call code enforcement. Second, always notify the landlord in writing, even a text, but a certified letter is best. Document everything with pictures and video. Don't skip out on paying rent because of the conditions. It's against Georgia law. Lastly, you can sue the landlord. Now, I reached out to the city's codes department. I'm still waiting on them to return my calls. We're going to stay on top of this story until management responds with actual help. Reporting live in South Fulton, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.